CFO is a title document that people often see as the peak, the apex of title documents. It's a very good title document that's mostly very good for individuals. Individual that want to buy from landowners and want to do their proper documentation. It's advisable for you to start processing your certificate of occupancy, which we call CFO. But for someone who wants to live in an estate, someone who wants to buy from a real estate entrepreneur that has a large volume of land, there's a law that has been put in place that the person you want to buy from must follow before they can start selling land to individual. You got what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
all those laws are there to protect the interest of the buyer, the way the CFO will protect the interest of an individual that want to buy from Omonile. You understand? So most times it's always good to ask from whoever you want to buy land from, any real estate entrepreneur that you want to buy lands from that is selling in large volume. It's good to ask for their layout approval. It is very, very important, because the layout approval is to protect the interest of you that you want to buy. You understand? When you look at the conditions of getting the layout approval, you know that it's all about the buyer, not the seller. It's all about to protect the interest of the buyer. So an average seller would not want to obtain the layout approval because of the stringent conditions. The difference between CFO and approved layout is the difference between iPhone 2 and iPhone 13X Plus. You understand? The facility you have in iPhone 2 or iPhone 4 or iPhone 6 will be different from iPhone Pro Max 13. It's grade by grade. If you want to get a CFO now, there are some conditions that you have to meet, about 6 conditions. You must meet up with before they give you the CFO. But if you want to get a government approved layout, you must meet up with all the conditions in that CFO, and plus with some additional conditions. You understand? If you want to get a CFO now, you need to get your tax clearance. You do the stamp duty of your documents. You pay. You get your survey. You get about 5 requirements. If you want to get an approved layout, you still have to get all those requirements, then added to topography layout, added to engineering layout of this one, added to establishment of the site, added with beacon sheets. You understand? With other conditions that you have to meet up, in addition with the condition of having a CFO. So which one do you think will be better? That's fire on the mountain, because survey does not guarantee if a land is on acquisition or not. You understand? You can have a survey on a land that is on government acquisition. So how do you know if the land is on acquisition or not? How do you know if they've laid out the land, they've done the proper layout, or except going to the land? So it's still boiled down to asking for the right documents before you start purchasing the land. Although it's capital intensive, it's stringent, you understand, but it is necessary. Because I want peace of mind. Yoruba used to say, "Okpokoleyin." It's not all about having, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm to be the president or the governor, I would say each person should not have more than 2-3 estates, or 2 maximum, because estate development is capital intensive. Some governments with their huge allocation might not be able to even service 4 estates at a time within 4 years. Not to talk of an individual. It's highly capital intensive. You understand? So real estate business is just like CGPA in a university, cumulative grade point average. By the time you are starting, if you are not doing all these necessary things that you're supposed to do, and you send thousands of hectares of land, one government will come one day and force you to do those things. You know, and the money will be run to billions of naira. You might not be able to do it as at that time. You know, that's why you hear some people who have big names, at the end of the day, you don't even hear that name again. You know, so but once you start small and you are doing it small by small, as you are growing, you are doing it, it will not become a burden for you in the nearest future. You understand? So you don't need to run. You don't need to, you know, you can run a real estate business successfully in 5 acres, 10 acres of land. You don't need to have the whole of the world before you become a notable real estate entrepreneur. You know, but the way our people just get out the law, get the phase 2, phase 10, phase 20, sell the land, forgetting about the infrastructural liability and take off. You know, so, and that means you are building a slum. You know, you are just busy building a slum. There won't be any development. There won't be value. You know, look at Pelicanbrief now. Within 1.5 years, gotten about 1,000 Nigerians in diaspora who had key about 150 building approval, about 70 buildings are springing up. You understand? It's because they saw the genuinity. They saw the infrastructure on ground. It's not a day job. Young guys of nowadays feel it's not easy. It's not. You need discipline, perseverance. You know, a lot of discipline, hard work. You know, before you can move. It's not what you can just say you want to build in a day, and you know. But an average young guy, I believe. I posted something last 2 or 3 days ago that real estate business is not a get rich quick. Somebody said no. I said it's not. Don't follow social media that will give you a misconception and twist your brain. Real estate is not a get rich quick, but it's a get rich for sure. You get rich for sure, but it's not going to come quickly. It's not. I bought Pelican land 150,000 naira 10 years ago. I start selling it now 20 million naira 10 years after. How many young guys can be that patient for it to appreciate? They won't. 10 years, they won't be that patient. They won't. A lot of benefits. If you look behind me now, I have a full load of building approvals. Look at my table, they are there. You know, and you can get to some estates, you will not see some estates, you get there. Or you will not see one single approval. A building that is government approved. Not even estates. Check your community, check where you are living. How many buildings has government approval there? Maybe 5% out of 100%, or 10 max. You know, so, and once you get a land from us, within 7 days you get your building approval, because we have a ready-made government approved layout. You know, so that's just the opium. You know, we have the roads are there, standard road. When you talk about government approved layout, it goes beyond you selling all your land. The government will design it there. They will create a place, for public use. They create a place for lunch, recreation. For recreation. They create. You don't have a choice. They put it there. They put a place for religious activity. It will be there. They separate it there. The little you have, you go and sell. And that place that they aligned for those things, you can't use it for any other purpose. You can't say you are hungry tomorrow, you want to go and use green area for, you want to sell it to. So that's the difference between a planned, a government approved layout and ordinary layout. You know, all those facilities, you can't reduce the number of the width of the road. It's there, 9 meters, 7 meters. It has to be there. You have to maintain it. You know, somebody can't come tomorrow and say, mo fẹ́ kọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù síwájú ilé mi. It's possible. It won't be in the approval. So it's a well-planned environment. It's going to be a well-planned environment. That's the beauty. You know, if you don't buy in an approved layout estate, the owner can just come tomorrow. They will sell everywhere where there's supposed to be a green area, recreation area. It won't even be on the layout in the first instance.